You doing it, guys? Got a new addition to the family. Well, it's not new. It used to belong to my father way back in the early 90s. So he's got it back. Had to dig it out of the trees because it was sitting in the trees, and it actually fared pretty good, you know, from where it was sitting. So not that bad a shape, but it is a 74 Chevy Nova. And when I was young, I used to ride in this car all the time. So I'll turn around and show you guys. Turn around. There she will be. Just cleaned it up a little bit ago and got the moss off it and everything. So there it is. Get it around to the back. The quarter panels are pretty sad shape in the back from where it was sitting. This car used to be blue. Well, when my father first got it, it was red, and then painted it blue. Like I said, way back in the 90s, about 1990. That's when he got this car, and it's made its way back to my family once again. Got the back bumper over there by the garage. I'm excited. I was excited to go get it yesterday, get it back home where it belongs. But there's a bunch of stories about this thing. Fun times, you know. At one time it had a 400 small block in it that was all high performance, and this car would go like heck, let me tell you that. Had a like I said, it had that 400 small block, had a Muncie 4-speed in it, and it would just about cook all 4 gears. This car was pretty nasty at one point. It did have a posi track rear end. Had 411 gear ratios in it, but I guess someone blew it up and blew the rear end up, and they switched it out. It doesn't have posi in it no more. It kind of sucks, but the good thing is the body itself is fairly decent. So I can remember when I was a kid, my mom told my father not to take this car out. Had legal attachment plates on it at the time, and I can remember this like it was yesterday. But he took it out and talked to his friends of his beside the road in town, and the cops come up behind it and read the plates and stuff on the back, and right there the plates come back as I think it was a 73 Firebird, 74 Firebird anyway. And so he got a fine that night for that, and cops said that the exhaust on it was totally illegal because the exhaust come out right here, came out to the other side, and it was loud, sounded really good. But the car never got towed. He let him drive it back home, but my dad had to get rid of it to pay for the fine. And when he sold it to his cousin, and his cousin had it for like a year or so and never did nothing with it. So my dad had these Subaru Brats, or little Subaru pickups, and traded them Subaru Brats for this back, and it's set in by our house, and with no transmission in it, and a couple of younger fellers came up at the time and wanted it, so they bought it and beat the living snot out of it, and a few years later it came back up in the next town over for me. So another guy bought it from there, and it went over a couple towns over from where it was sitting, and after that it was sitting in the trees for about I don't know, at least good 7-8 years. It was sitting up in the trees, and you know, got neglected. And my uncle bought property and gave my dad a call and said, I think I got one of your old Novas sitting up here back of this property that I bought. And we went up and looked at it, and sure enough, it was the same car. So we went up there and we bought it back just the way it is for $400. Now, as everybody knows, a Nova is worth $400 every day. They book value more than that just for parts. So we bought it back. We went up there. We spent 2.5 hours digging it out of the woods and got some tires underneath of it, and we pushed it out from where it was sitting. So, but right now she's in pretty sad shape, but she will be good again once again. But otherwise, the car is in really good shape. Otherwise, from you know, where it was sitting, carpet needs to be changed out in it. You know, the back seats and stuff are sitting in the back. Keep in mind, these seats right here, these seats come out of an older style Cavalier. We put them, my dad put them in there years ago, and this carpet right here came out of another Nova that he had and put it in there. And that's how old that carpet is. You know, he put that back in the 90s. So that's what it guts for miles right there. I'm pretty sure it's turned over, but otherwise, there she is, guys. I posted it all over Facebook when we got it home and everything else, but I'm really excited to get it back. Anything happens to my dad, not saying he's going anywhere in long, you know, anytime soon, but it goes to me. I'm gonna try to get it out of him a lot sooner. I don't know how good that's gonna work, but she is not gonna leave my family anytime soon at all. So stay tuned on this project, guys. There's gonna be a lot more to come with this car and my Ford pickup. So you guys stay tuned, and if anyone likes this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and you guys have a great afternoon.